Right. So as I say now, we can quickly determine how many roots, and we know we're going to get 2. Okay. The question did not say determine how many roots, but let's find out. Let's find out how many solutions, meaning roots, are there. Okay. How are we going to do that? We're going to call upon the discriminant b squared minus 4ac. Let's see what we're going to get. Can anybody tell me what values to substitute here? What is b squared? What values to substitute here? What values to substitute here? I repeat, we are just verifying how many roots, you know, just for sport, just for revision. We're just trying to determine how many roots before we get the solution. What number comes there? Yes, that's the equation, that's the example we're using. Yeah. 9, the value of b is 9. B is always in front of the x. Ax squared plus bx. B is 9. A is supposed to come there. What is A? A is the number in front of x squared. A is the coefficient of x squared. A is 5. And C, what is C? Negative 12. Please don't forget the negative. It belongs to the 12. And this, you can actually type this as is in your calculator to find out the number of roots. Okay, that's what we're trying to find. How many roots? The question did not say to find how many roots. So if you answer a question like that and you did not find the number of roots, you will not be penalized. It just said to solve. But just for revision purposes, you know, we're determining the number of roots. Okay. $321. We get 321. Does that mean the quadratic has 321 roots? When we write therefore, what do we say? Therefore, this quadratic has how many roots? This quadratic has 2 roots. Why is that so? What is that is more than 0? The discriminant. You know, we just did matrices, determinant, and then discriminant. I know the discriminant is 321, which is more than 0. So we expect to get 2 solutions. Hence, we expect to get 2 solutions. Quadratic. Okay. I repeat, if the question don't ask you to do that, you don't do that. But just for revision purposes, we are doing that. So let's go to find. So now, let's go to find these 2 roots. All right, let's go find it. Now we've got to use a formula to find the 2 roots. And by the way, there are different methods of finding the 2 roots. So you can use the graph. You can draw the graph, draw the parabola, get some domain values, sketch the parabola, and identify the roots on the x-axis. Do I have Symbolab there? Go to Symbolab. Pull up Symbolab. Symbolab. Symbol means symbol. Symbolab, the lab of symbols, because maths now is a lot of symbols. So the person that made that app get a proper, adequate name for it. Symbolab, the lab of symbols. Mathematics converting words to symbols. Okay, symbol lab. Symbol and lab. Now, what is the quadratic we said? Let me see if symbol lab is compatible with word. Here it is. So we don't need the equal 0. Copy this and just paste this. Let me get a sketch of it because that's one way of getting the roots. Sketch the parabola. Right. Oh, it's compatible. Sketch the parabola. Okay. And identify. Oh, but it's not. Okay, so I'll have to write it 5x. Oh, but look in there. Not coming. Very good time. So it's somewhere around there. So you see -12, the y-intercept. Let me just, okay, let me go there. That's -20. So let me put -15, -15 to 10 on the x-axis. Right, -15 to 10. And so we're going to get something like, oh, when you click on it, it gives you one time. So the x-intercept, that's 0.89165, 0. So we're going to get one to be 0.89165. And the other one, you're going to get -2.6916. Okay. So let's calculate them. So that's one way to get the x-intercept. Okay. You see, it's a comma 0, that means y is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0 on the x-axis. All these are x values. All where you go on that horizontal line, y is 0. And the x are changing, -20246. So -0.89165, 0. Positive 0.89 and -2.69. By the way, look the y-intercept. That's where x is 0, 0, -12, you see? If you put 0 there for x, 0, 0, what you're left with is -12. So when x is 0, y is -12. That's the y-intercept. That's the minimum point. You see it mark minimum point, -9/10, 16.05. But we're not interested in the minimum point. No, we're interested in the solutions, the x-intercept, the two roots. So that's one way to get it. Another way to get it, which of course we are doing now, is to use the formula. We are going to use the formula. Okay. The famous quadratic formula for finding the roots. Okay. By using the quadratic formula. Okay. So let me just hurriedly write it there. And then we'll take another video clip and talk about it. So it's x, remember it's x we find when you're trying to find x. So remember we made y is equal to 0 already. So x equal, I repeat, we made y 0 and we're trying to find x. All right, back to symbol lab graph. We're trying to find those two x values. So that's why the formula starts by saying x equal, okay? And then you have a numerator, minus b, plus minus. So the plus minus make provisions for the two, a plus and a minus. You're going to get two values, the square root of, and look the discriminant there. You see there is a discriminant right under the square root sign. That is what we used. Okay, I can even copy it. That's what we use to determine how many roots, because it's right under the square root sign. There it is. 1 minus 4 you see over 2a. Yeah, 2a. So this is the formula, the famous quadratic formula to find the roots themselves, and within the square root sign you have the discriminant to determine how many roots the quadratic have.